So I've only traveled by air twice in my entire lifetime, and the second time was because I had to return home. It was to and fro. Yeah. So when I got to the airport in Nigeria, because I was going to Nairobi in Kenya, so we were supposed to have a stopover at Addis Ababa, Ethiopia. So it was from Nigeria to Ethiopia to Kenya. So when we were taking off in Nigeria, they asked for my purpose of visit to Kenya, and I told them for medical reasons. So when I was passing by the checkpoint, there was not too much force going on, so that was pretty easy. But when we get to Addis Ababa, when we got to Addis Ababa, we were supposed to um get down from the first plane and board another plane that is going to Nairobi in Kenya. So we got down from the first plane. We went inside the airport, and when it was time for the second flight, we had to go through checkpoints again. So as I was passing through the checkpoints at Addis Ababa, that's how the machine started beeping. What's going on? So they're like, please step aside, step aside. I was so confused, like, what did I do? Do I have cocaine that I do not know about in my bag? So I stepped aside, and they're like, do you have any metal on your body? And I know my prosthesis has metal rod inside. So I told them I'm wearing a prosthesis. So they're like, yeah, yeah, step aside, step aside. We have to check you, blah, 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 blah. I sure had to sit down somewhere while others were going to board the second plane. No. So they came to meet me, and they were like, I should take off the prosthesis and give it to them. So I took off my prosthesis, I gave it to them. They had to pass the prosthesis through the metal detector again. And they were able to like use X-ray vision or whatever to see that okay, there's actual metal rod inside. So they gave me my prosthesis, and I was able to catch up with the flight, luckily. So I thought that would be a one-time thing, that whenever I want to pass through metal detector, I'll just tell them I'm wearing a prosthesis straight up, and I'll not have any issues. That was not the case. When I got to Nairobi, I can't remember if I had to pass through a metal detector again at Nairobi. I don't think so. But on the flight back home, I was supposed to pass through a checkpoint at Nairobi, then another checkpoint at Addis Ababa. So at Nairobi, at the Nairobi airport, before they started doing anything, I already told them I wear a prosthesis, and the way I walk is very hard for you to just guess that I'm wearing a prosthesis. So whenever I pass through the metal detector, all eyes are on me. Like, oh, this pretty girl, you are carrying cocaine. This pretty girl, you have a gun in your bag or something like that. And I'll be like, it's my prosthesis. Shasha. I told them that I was wearing a prosthesis, but they wanted to see for themselves, so I had to raise up my trousers. And whenever I'm taking a flight, I try to wear a free trouser that I could easily take off my prosthesis, because I've learned the first time. So I can easily take off my prosthesis. So I was wearing a pant trouser, and it was stretchy. So I just rolled it up, and I took off my prosthesis, and they were able to see, and they're like, okay, you can go. But when we got to Addis Ababa, they did the same thing again. I almost missed my flight. Like, they told me to take off my prosthesis. I told them I was wearing a prosthesis. I passed through the metal detector. Then they told me to go and sit down. That somebody will come and meet me to take off my prosthesis. Then they will also check the prosthesis again if there is anything suspicious inside. And I was like, I will not. If I miss my flight, will you give me another flight? Me, I don't have money. Oh. Sha, I was lucky. I didn't miss my flight, but I almost did, and I don't know. Shouldn't there be a way that they could easily just search you, and it won't have to be delayed, and there will be no fuss, and everything will be fine. So, in order to avoid embarrassment or missing your flight or whatever, whenever you're traveling, don't wear skinny jeans, please, because you can't take care of your prosthesis with your skinny jeans. You have to take off your jean, then your prosthesis, and that's going to waste your time. So if you are traveling by air, wear a free trouser or a gown or a skirt, and you'll be good. And well, don't be surprised like I was when you're passing through a metal detector, because they were like, take off your belt, take off your wristwatches, take off everything, your laptop, your phone, blah blah blah. You put it in a tray, they pass the tray, then you pass through the metal detector. So imagine me putting everything down, and I was passing through the metal detector, and I was still beeping. Like, pew, 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 everything turns red. I was like, what's going on? This is my first time flying. God, please. Yeah. So, until next week. Bye.